What's up, guys, and welcome back to Road to the Show. Now, as you guys can see, we are on the bus right now heading up to Erie for our next series, as we end up taking on the Seawolves in a 6-game series spanning through the weekend. And we're going to end up starting the 5th game of that series on Saturday against Nick Starr. Now, last week we had a really great game against New Hampshire, as we ended up beating them 2-0, as we ended up going 8 innings that game with 7 strikeouts, 2 hits, and no runs and no walks. So a really fantastic performance that we're hoping to really replicate here against the Seawolves. Now again, we're going to have to see how our team does, because we ended up losing those first 2 games that we didn't pitch, with our win being the only win that we have this season. But again, it's only been 3 games, so we'll see how we end up doing against Erie. So let's actually simulate through this date. I want to see how we end up doing and what kind of matchups we have. We end up winning 4-3 in the first game, and then losing the next 2 by 1 run, 1-2 and then 6-7. And then the Friday game, we end up winning 6-4, which is great. It's 2-2 in the series right now, so let's hope that we can end up taking this 5th game and make it so that we have a chance of actually taking the series. Now again, I think it's going to be a pretty good game, and we are not going to be facing Nick Starr anymore. Looks like the new starter for this weekend is going to be Adam Wolf, who has not started a game yet, so it's going to be his debut this season, and hopefully we can end up outmatching him in this one. Now again, it's going to be a little tough. Erie actually looks like they've been pretty good this season. They have a couple good hitters too. So let's see what we can do, and let's get into this game, and let's see if we can beat the Seawolves here. Now again, Adam Wolf has not started a game yet this season, so we don't have any stats for him. But looking at the overalls for their entire team, I mean, their 3-hitter is a 64 overall, which is pretty good. But a couple other guys in the 50s. So again, hopefully kind of like that last game against New Hampshire, we can actually kind of run through these guys, and hopefully we can actually come out with another win here. And hopefully Adam Wolf isn't going to be a great starter, and hopefully our team can actually score some runs. And that way we don't have a lot of pressure to go 8 innings and end up kind of holding them. So as long as we get a little bit of a cushion here, I think we're going to be good. We can kind of relax a little bit, and we can go out there and do just as well as we did in that last game. We are, again, on the road here, so we get to see what our batters can do before we end up heading out onto the field, and hopefully we can actually get a run or 2 in this first inning. But let's go. We're facing our first batter here. Let's start off on the right foot and go with that first pitch strike. We need to get that. I think that's a good way to set the tone in this game, as we throw one right down the middle, but thankfully he fouls it off. So let's go. We have a lot of stuff to work with here. Let's go to that splitter, because it was working so well in that last game. Let's see if we can get that over for a strike. And we don't. We bounce that in. We're kind of showing him everything in the repertoire, which is not necessarily the good thing to do in that first at-bat. Don't want to show him too much. That way you can kind of surprise him on the next one. But here we go. Let's go with the fastball. We just need to get something in the zone here as we push it off the plate a little bit. Now we have it 3-1. We didn't walk a batter in that first game, so hopefully we're not going to start off with a walk here. Yep, and thankfully a fastball down the middle. He ends up fouling off yet again as we work it to a full count. So let's go with that splitter. We're actually going to kind of throw it down the middle a little bit, just so we can kind of keep it in the zone. And let's see if we can get him to chase. And we don't. We end up walking the first batter. Not a great way to start the game, especially when we're on the road. But guy's got 82 speed over on first, but doesn't seem to steal much. But let's see if we can get him to ground into a double play here. We need to get something. As there we go. We actually start off with the first pitch strike on that one. Hopefully we can kind of keep that up as we go for a change down and in. No steal, thankfully. He ends up swinging through that one. And now since we've thrown 2 a little low, let's end up getting him up and in with the fastball. Let's see if we can get him to swing through it and kind of chase. And nope, brought that in a little too much. Let's see what we can do to actually get that change inside. Let's jam him up a little bit. Let's see if we can get him to swing through it. We do! I don't think that's going to be a double play, unfortunately, but at least we get the guy at first. We only have 1 out now. Or hopefully we can actually get a strikeout here. That would actually be a little bit better. It's not a strikeout, but thankfully that is a foul ball. So let's go. Let's go with the slurve. Again, that wasn't really working last game, but maybe we can get that working this game. That is not the way to do it, as we leave that one hanging. And wow, our first run of the season ends up coming in the first inning, unfortunately. So that cushion that I was hoping that we were going to get with our offense, unfortunately, is going to be a cushion for them. But again, now we have a guy on first base. Maybe we can actually get a double play on this one. But we need to keep it in the zone. That way we can actually get them to chase the outside pitches. We can establish the strike zone. We can get them to chase it more. And then we can get things like that, and we can pick up the double play. Let's go. And unfortunately, we do end up giving up a run, but thankfully that double play kind of bails us out, and we end up getting out of it with minimal damage. Unfortunately, our offense couldn't even get a hit. So we're going to have to kind of bear down here and hope that we can actually keep ourselves in this game. Because again, one run is way too many, especially with the offense that we've had when we've been pitching. Because we only got 2 runs of support in that last game. And that is definitely not enough to really help us. Let's see, we get the slurve down, and hey, look at that, we actually produce a foul ball on that one. But let's go 1 and 2. Let's kind of jam him up and in again. Let's see if we can get him a chase. We need this badly. And unfortunately, he doesn't swing at that one. But again, change his eye level a little bit. I wish we could go back and pick a different pitch because I wanted to actually select the circle change. But let's go back with that slurve. He didn't make good contact on it that first time. And we're not even going to make it a hittable pitch on that one. And let's finish it off with the circle change. I feel pretty confident in it. Let's get a good pitch here. That's nice. And we end up getting a ground ball to the shortstop. And just in time to be able to get the out at first. But unfortunately, we're already at 22 pitches. Not as efficient as we were in that first game. But hopefully we can still kind of work our way through this game and make sure that we can kind of hold them to 1 run here. Again, I was kind of hoping it was going to be a game like that last one. But again, already giving up a run is definitely not going to replicate that success. Let's go 1-1. Let's go circle change a little down and away. Let's see if we can get him to chase that. Nice, and he does. So you've seen the change. Now let's go with that heat up and in again. Let's see if we can get him to swing through that. Again, he just saw a change down and away. Let's get him right here. Oh, thankfully. I thought that was gone. The way that was traveling, I'm just sitting here like, oh no. I thought that was going to be a strikeout, yet we leave him a good pitch to hit and ends up flying out to right field, thankfully. We need to not leave pitches hanging like that. We're going to get punished sooner or later. We need to keep painting the quarters like that. We can't give him anything too good to hit. That would not be good. As we go for the change down and into the lefty. Oh, thankfully that kind of stays away a little bit. And that gets a ground out to the shortstop. And we get out of the inning. Still haven't struck anyone out yet, but hopefully we can do that next inning. But thankfully we get out of that with no runs again. And our team is still hitless. That is unfortunate. We're still down 1-0, so let's kind of keep them in this position. Great spot on that splitter right there. That's going to open up a lot of possibilities here. Yeah, let's go for the fastball inside. Let's jam him. That way we can set up a slurve on the outside corner. That's beautiful right there. I'm surprised he didn't swing at that. That was a good pitch to hit. I know he's calling for the circle change down and in, but again, I want to go with that slurve down and away. Let's see if we can get him to chase. We need to make it so it's not really a hittable pitch. That's perfect. 0-2, you don't want to give him something to hit. You want to give him something to kind of change things up. And so that allows us to pitch inside again. Let's go with the circle change. Let's see if he can swing through this. Did he go? You're not even going to check? Okay, that's fine. You know what? If our catcher isn't even going to check, I trust him on that one. So let's go with the splitter. It's 2-2. Just need to leave it a little down. Not too bad. It's going to be a ground out to the third baseman. And thankfully he doesn't have the speed to beat that one out. Going pretty well. That first inning was a little bit of a disaster. But thankfully we've recovered pretty well. And we've been throwing some pretty good pitches. Again, getting those first pitch strikes are always good. And thankfully we got another one there. That's going to be our key to success. As we leave one, right down the middle, unfortunately. And he does end up getting a base hit, but we are set up pretty well for another double play. Actually, this guy might have a little speed. This guy is their leadoff hitter. If I remember correctly, he actually did have decent speed. As we leave one down, oh, he's going to get the second on that one. Yeah, not enough. That's my bad on that one. And the circle change, unfortunately, gets away, and goodbye double play. Now we need to really work towards a strikeout, and let's strand the guy over there at second. Pitches like that might do it, but not enough. It is a 3-0 count now. Again, we need something in the zone, but we don't want to give him something too good to hit. Yeah, we end up leaving that one down. He's going to third. Oh, and they call him safe. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see any signal by the umpire, so I wasn't sure. And you know how I said the first inning was a disaster? Looks like so is the third. I hope that's not like odd number innings here. But at least we have a guy on first again. We have a chance to produce a ground ball and a double play here. Let's just make sure we get that. There we go. That's nice. We're getting back in the strike column, thankfully. All right, we're going to go for a fastball kind of down and in here. Not bad. And that's right on the corner. That's painting it right there. So let's go. Again, nothing too good. Let's go down and in with the circle change. Didn't look like he wanted to hit anything down there. So if we can get him to swing through it, we can get him to strike out. And that is our first one of the day. Can't believe it took us until the third inning to get it. But thankfully, we end up getting it there. Now we have 2 outs. Now we don't have to worry about a double play. However, we do have to worry about their 3-hitter right here, who is 1 for 1 right now. So again, we don't want to give him anything too good to hit. Wow, that was a generous call on that one. Are we the home team here? I don't think so, but hey, we got a call like we were. Circle change, we're going to leave that down a little bit. That's fine. We're going to go with the fastball up and in. We're going to change his eye level a little bit. Not bad. He ends up fouling it off. And now we have it 1-2 again. And again, we don't want to give him anything too good to hit, but we also need to get him out right here. We don't want to climb up to 50 pitches this inning. So let's go. Let's get him here. Fantastic. That is a good spot and a damn good eye right there, because I don't know how he was able to lay off that one. Well, let's go 2-2. Let's get that splitter. Let's make this good. And unfortunately, he doesn't chase. So the guy on first is going to be running here. So let's try to get some kind of strikeout. We can't allow the guy on first to score, and he may have the speed to do so. But let's get him out right here. Inside, but let's go. Lines it out to the first baseman. And we get out of a very, very serious jam right there. Thankfully, it is 1-0 as we continue to get our glove checked. And come on, with the way we were pitching, do you really think that we actually had that stuff to make our pitches a little better? Absolutely not. But look at that. Our team scores, and it is a brand new ball game. It is 1-1. So let's keep this up. Let's keep pitching the way that I know we should pitch. We've shown good flashes here, but unfortunately, things like that are making it a little rough. But okay, 2-0. Again, let's just get something kind of down the middle here. A little late. We do hit the corner, and he does ground out. Good play right there, and let's go. The 2-0 pitch, something he shouldn't have swung at right there. At our 2 of the inning, the number 5 hitter. He's 0 for 1 right now. Let's see if we can get him 0 for 2. Great pitch right there. I don't know how that was out of the zone. I don't know, maybe that was just too good of a pitch. Is that too far down the middle? Maybe not. Either way, though. That's a good one right there. Pretty much the same spot. He ends up swinging at that and ends up hitting it foul. We can't give him another fastball. He's really starting to track that. So let's go with the change here. Change up the speed. Let's go. Laid off that one, but that one hit the corner this time. I don't know what the umpire's looking at. We got Angel Hernandez back there. Let's see if we can get him chasing with the split. Oh, that is a gap shot. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to get a double out of this one. Oh, he's going to get to third? How did he have the speed for that? That was not a great relay there. And now we're in some serious trouble as we have a guy on third with only 1 out, which means we need to really strike this guy out. So come on, no real good pitches. And let's try to get out of this one properly. Well, that's... When I said no good pitches, I didn't mean like out of the zone like that. I just meant nothing that was going to get ripped for a triple like that again. Wow, not getting many pitches now. That's alright, I understand why. Yeah, and unfortunately now we got a 3-0. And in fact, you know what? If we get this guy on first and we get a chance to get a double play, I think that might be best. We end up walking him. That's not necessarily what I wanted to do, especially since it's our 3rd walk of the game. But again, that gives us a chance to be able to get the double play right here. And with a guy with 43 speed over on first, I think we could get that. But we need to get the ball in the zone. And that is not happening right now. That is 5 straight balls. So let's change things up. We leave that low again. We are not getting the bottom of the zone, so we need to keep it up a little bit more. Good pitch right there. And he rips that foul. We at least break the streak of balls here. And let's, again, just try to get something in the zone. Nice. Nice. Okay. Now let's get a strikeout right here or a double play. Those are the only 2 things that I will accept. Only 2 things I'll accept. So let's go with the circle change. Let's keep this one low. Oh, we're not going to get that there. Keeps it in front of him. And he's going to advance to second. Okay, so you know how I said double play or strikeout? Yeah, we're going to amend that right here, and we're going to have to get the strikeout right here. It is 3-2. We're going to get the split here. We're going to keep it in the zone, but keep it on the outer half a little bit. That's a good one. And that's going to be a ground ball. And that actually keeps them all at their bases. And let's go. Wasn't a strikeout, wasn't a double play, but it did not produce any runs right there. And now we have it 2 outs, and we are 1 batter away from getting out of a serious jam right here. Although I know this guy is actually hitting pretty well this season, but let's make sure he doesn't get a hit right here. Let's go for the split. We got to keep it out. Again, we want to produce a ground ball. That's the most important thing here. A fly out wouldn't be bad either, but again, I don't want it so he actually gets some good contact. Let's go with the circle change a little in. That's nice. And you bet he goes on that one. All right, let's do it. With our 70th pitch, let's finish him with the splitter down and away. Let's get him to chase on this one. And let's get out of here and go back to the dugout. Oh, no. That was almost worse. All right, so let's go here. Let's finish him with the strikeout. Let's not have that 3rd run end up scoring. So let's get him right here. Dunzo. Dang, he ends up hitting it foul. Change his eye level again. Let's go for the circle change down and away. Let's get it on that corner. We don't, and we push it to another full count. This is going to be a really short game, guys, I think. We're probably going to be taken out in a couple innings. Or maybe 1. But we get him to swing through that one, and we get out of the 4th one after giving up 1 on a wild pitch. Some of the worst work that we've done all season, granted it is only our 2nd game, but that was still pretty bad. I don't know, we're going to have to recover from that somehow. Hopefully our offense can pick us up a little bit too, because 1 run in 5 innings is not great. But let's keep this a decent game here as we end up giving up another gap shot. Holy cow, just no triples here. This is a deep field, though, so you never know. Oh, they're giving him the go to 3rd? Oh, well, the 3rd base coach was giving him the go, but he ended up not. So thankfully, we get him there to 2nd. And hopefully we can just finish him off here. Come on. Let's go first pitch. We're going to leave that a little bit low. I think our leash has got to be pretty... Yeah, our leash has got to be pretty short at this point. Thankfully, he fouls that one off. But let's go. We got to get the split here. We need to get the split working. That worked so well in the last game. But it looks like we got to go back to the fastball here. That's a good one. That's the pitch we needed. Let's go for the fastball up and in again. Let's see if he can swing through that, expecting the off speed. That's a good one. All right, that's going to be a pop out. And thankfully, yeah, our 3rd baseman's going to end up getting that. We're down with 1 out here. Let's go. Let's keep this up now. Never mind. It looks like coach is going to take us out, and we're not going to be in line for a win. We are in line for the loss right now, and that is something that we definitely cannot tolerate. That's not good. So we're coming out of the game. We didn't really give ourselves a good chance to win, unfortunately. Not the best start there, but hopefully Christian Scott here can come in and kind of hold things down, and hopefully our offense can start to pick us up, and we can come back and actually win this game. And with how short that one was, we might actually play the next game too. So it looks like the Seawolves ended up taking the win, and we end up taking the loss, and we end up going to 1-1 here. Not the greatest game for us. We didn't pitch well at all. I need to be a lot better than that. But unfortunately, our team ends up going to 3-5. 4 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 Ks, and 3 walks. Definitely not a great outing right there, as Adam Wolf ends up getting a win in his debut. Unfortunately, that was us last week, but not us this week. Unfortunately, that is our loss, and there we are in our hotel room, sitting there wondering what went wrong. So let's look at the calendar quickly. Let's see where our next start's going to be. Looks like it is not going to be until next week. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to simulate up to this date. Let's see. We end up, unfortunately, losing the series to Erie. They end up getting 4 wins on us. We're going to end up going for a bullpen on this one. And to be honest with you, we're going to go with the bullpen session break. Honestly, to be able to up our hits per 9, I think will be really good. Obviously, we had a couple walks in that last game, but it's not going to be something that's really going to hurt us too much. Again, I just need to be more careful with the joystick and need to be a little more conscious about what I'm doing. Thankfully, we're not on the road anymore, and we face the Fightin' Phils at home. Again, we pitched a lot better at home than we did on the road, so hopefully we can kind of, again, replicate that success at home. So let's go. We're going to face the Fighting Phils here. So looking at their team, they have 5 lefties, including 4 in a row and a potential one with the switch hitter in the 7 hole. They have a couple guys at 61, one at 60, and then the other guys in the 50s. Unfortunately, our leadoff hitter is cold right now, so hopefully he can start to heat things up as we get into this game. But let's go, game number 3. Hopefully we have a better outing than we did in the last game, and hopefully we can bounce back here. A beautiful afternoon in Binghamton. And since we are at home, you know that means that we're going to be starting out in the field. Not 100% sure who that's supposed to be, but hopefully we're going to strike him out once or twice today. So let's hop out to the mound. Let's get this game started. We got the sun in our eyes, but I don't think that's really going to affect us much. Its stat line is still good. A 20% strikeout rate, 6.7 walk rate. We can definitely still improve that, but let's go out there and let's just pitch our game. As we face the one hitter who, again, is only hitting, I think, what did it say, 115? So let's start out. A nice pitch just right off the edge, unfortunately. Now let's see. Let's go with the splitter. We don't want to give him too many fastballs here. And we also don't want to throw the ball outside like that either. So we're going to have to go back with the fastball. We just need to get something kind of over the plate, establish that strike zone, and let's do some good stuff. That's right on the zone, thankfully, and we end up getting our first strike of the game. Let's stop throwing balls here. That's a nice one. Ends up swinging through the changeup, expecting the fastball. And now, let's get him with the splitter. Let's strike out our first batter of the game right here. This is going to be good. He's done. In the gap. And unfortunately, that's going to be a triple, probably. Nope. Ends up holding him at second, and it ends up being a double. Left that one a little too high, and yeah, the guy who's hitting 115 just ended up with a double. I don't think he's going to steal third, but always a threat. Let's just try to get this guy out any way possible. Again, preferably, it'd be nice to actually get a strikeout on him. That way we don't get any advance or anything like that, as we get a nice call on the bottom of the zone. That's nice to know that we're going to get that pitch today. So let's go with the changeup. Let's see if we can keep that in the bottom of the zone too. That's beautiful. And he ain't swinging at that either. So let's try to go with that circle change, a little down and away. And let's see if we can get him chasing here. Good one, and he does. Let's go. First strikeout of the game. 1 out, man on second. That's what we're looking for right there. Let's keep that up. So let's actually start with the fastball on this one too. Ooh. Oh, that was... Oh, he swung through that one, thankfully. That could have been really, really bad for us. That could have been another gapper. But let's go. We're going to go back with the split here. Let's get him swinging. Thankfully, that one goes foul too, and now we're in a really good position. Again, we don't want to give him anything too good, so let's keep this really out of the zone, and let's get this strikeout right here. Again, we keep going for that up, but you know what? I think down and away is going to be the strikeout pitch here. I ain't going to chase that one, though. That's a little too low and out. But let's go for the splitter. That's been working pretty well. Let's see if we can get a strikeout on that one. Did he go on that? No, really nice pick by the catcher there. He did not, as we have it now 2-2. Let's go for the splitter down and away. We need really good accuracy on this one so we can get him out. Oh, that's not good. And he wasn't going to bite on that one. So let's finish it off with a fastball down and away. Good accuracy. That's good. Let's go. He looks at that one. Just barely painting the corner. And thankfully that control is really coming in handy as he looks for that second strikeout of the game. And let's see if we can get out of this one unscathed after a double to lead off the inning. And unfortunately, he ain't going to chase that splitter, though. It looks like he could be a fastball hitter, but we're still going to give him one anyways. That one is right off the edge of the plate. All right, let's go with the change. Honestly, the change is what's been most accurate today as we get that one in the zone. And thankfully, that is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. And that double does not come back to haunt us as we get back to the dugout. And hopefully, our offense can produce some runs here. But unfortunately, we didn't get that run support in the first inning. That's okay. You know what? We're keeping it zeros. But unfortunately, we're not getting that outside call this inning. That's all right. Let's keep it down. We don't want him to kind of turn on something and hit something deep. And unfortunately, that circle change is off the plate too. Well, let's go with the fastball then. Again, we just need to get a strike here. That looks good. Down in the zone, he fouls it off. That's what we're looking for. Want to go with the fastball again? Let's change his eye level. Let's kind of throw it up and into. Let's see if we can get that strike. That's looking good. Oh, they wanted me to go field, but thankfully it's close enough for our first baseman to go run over and actually tag the base. So let's go. One quick out, and let's see if we can produce another one right here. If we can have this be a quick inning, that'd be really great. We threw a lot of pitches in that first inning because you know, we just weren't extremely accurate. And of course we gave up that first big hit. But thankfully, wow, that wasn't a strike. But thankfully we got through that first hitter pretty quickly. But unfortunately, after 2 straight balls, not looking good on this. But we get the strike call on that one, thankfully. 2-1. We need that splitter to really go over the plate. That's looking good. He swings through that, but that could have been extremely disastrous. In all honesty, we need to go with that circle change down and away. He's seen too many fastballs. Perfect. Swings at that one, and thankfully that is a can of corn for our third baseman as he ends up getting it over there, and thankfully we end up getting 2 outs for this inning. Man, we're thankfully kind of getting through this inning pretty safely. Let's see if we can keep that up here. Guy's only hitting 200 on the season so far after, would that be 10, 12 games, something like that? And hopefully that's going to be caught by our center fielder. It is, and that batting average is going to dip below 200 as we go into the dugout with a 0-0 tie yet again. They do have a hit. We have yet to get one, but bottom of the second, this is the time for our team to actually go up. Just kidding. Apparently we couldn't do that. And we did not get a hit either, unfortunately. So it looks like we need to continue to be the ace that we hope that we can be in the future. And let's try to keep them to 0 runs again. Again, we have no real pressure here. We've already given up the no-hitter, the perfect game, all that. Now we're just looking for the win, as unfortunately he ends up getting it through that side of the field and ends up getting a single. And having the first guy end up getting on is not good for us. So let's see if we can get a double play right here, and let's see if we can get out of this pretty safely as well. Guy in first has some pretty good speed, so again, we may have to worry a little bit, but as long as we don't throw any wild pitches, I think we're going to be fine. That one just dips below the zone, and unfortunately, not close enough to be able to get the strike call. So we have it 1-1. Let's go splitter outside here. Looking decent, and he goes on the pitch. Let's go. That's perfect. So let's see if we can get him right here. 1-2. Let's see if we can strike him out. Let's go for that splitter down and away again. Didn't look like he liked that pitch. So let's get it. Swings at it, but fouls it off. So let's go for the change. Let's hit something pretty slow in there. He might be expecting a fastball. That's what we've been throwing on 1-2 for the most part. Unfortunately, he leaves that one alone. Really good eye on that one. But you know what? I think a fastball up and in will actually get him to go. It's looking good. Not quite. A little too far inside. And now we just need to get him right here. What I thought was going to be a really good at-bat for us turns out to be, thankfully, a ground ball. Can he get there to first? No, he cannot. That guy ends up beating it out. It was a good stop by our first baseman, but unfortunately ends up getting scored as a base hit. And that's fair. Didn't look like an error per se, but still. Now we're in a bit of a jam as we get back to the top of the order. This is not looking good. No outs. Guy on first and second. Let's just get we need something here. We need a double play. We need a strikeout. We need something to kind of energize our players and also kind of keep us in this game. As there we go. An 0-2 count is going to help us quite a bit. So let's finish him with a fastball up high. And let's see if we can get him to chase on this one. And let's get our first out. That's not the case. But we went up and in. Let's go down and away with the splitter on this one. Let's get him to chase. And let's get out number 1. Let's go. 2-2. Nice pitch on the outside. But he ends up hitting that. Wow, that was a damn good hit right there. And I think that's going to end up scoring 2. Unfortunately, nice base hit right there. And man, that's not good for us. And it looks like we're going to be in a really tough predicament here because if we continue to have games like this, we are not going to get called up to the big leagues anytime soon. And why couldn't the guy swing at a pitch like that in the last at bat? We just need to keep composed here. And let's see if we can get out of this inning. Again, it would be nice if our offense could actually score some runs. It would actually take some pressure off us. And maybe we can actually pitch a little bit better. But let's go. We're going to go to the slurve here. I can't believe we're doing that. We haven't thrown it all game. And that's why we end up giving up the hit. And it looks like he's going to score again. Nice throw by our right fielder, but not in time. And unfortunately, get that dumb look off your face. We end up giving up another hit and another run. Looks like our debut was a bit of a fluke, as we are not pitching well in this game. But thankfully, we end up getting a first pitch strike on that. And let's see if we can kind of keep it in the zone here. We just need to get out of this inning. As long as we can get our hitters back at the plate, I think we can actually get a lot of these runs back. Thankfully, our shortstop gets that one, and we finally have our first out of the inning. Hopefully, Coach will see that we'll get out of this, and he'll want to keep us in. And, you know, pitches like that are not going to help, unfortunately. Again, you do not want to leave it over the plate like that, but, again, since we've been pretty inaccurate all game, it makes sense of why you end up taking first pitch. Well, let's go. Swinging at that circle change is actually really big for us. So let's finish him off with a splitter here, a little bit down in the zone. Let's get it right here. I feel like we should have gotten that, but we didn't. That's okay. Let's go up and in with the fastball, and let's get him to swing through this. Beautiful. And there we go. Strikeout number 2, I think. And let's go. 2 outs in the inning now. Let's try to get out of this as they come up with their 5-hitter here. Get that clutch gene out, and let's try to get out of this inning. Not the way that we really wanted to start this game, or kind of start our career. Again, you know what? Games like this are going to happen. I was thinking that we're going to play an extra one because, ooh. Oh, what a throw. I couldn't turn around the camera quick enough to be able to get that, but let's go. Our catcher throws him out at second, and thankfully we get out of that pretty easily. Look at that throw. Man, I thought he was going to get in, but no. Just a perfect throw and a great tag by our shortstop. And unfortunately, we weren't able to actually get any runs in that one. So let's see. Let's go with... let's end the inning without a run. I think we can actually do that. That's probably our best thing here. I think we can go without a walk as well, but again, our goal really here is to make sure we get out without a run. Hits will definitely happen, and the way that we're pitching, they're going to happen pretty often. But that's not to say that that's going to be an easy challenge, you know? But let's go. Keep that down in the zone. Now we have an 0-2. You know what? I think we can actually get him with the split outside. Again, that's been working for us, so let's keep that up. That's looking good. I thought, but not quite enough. Buried one there, so let's go up and in with this fastball. And again, just not over the plate. That's not where we wanted it, but thankfully he swung through that. We're getting bailed out by RNG right there. But let's go. Out number 1. Good strikeout right there. Again, we just need to end without a run, and we are on our way to do so. Thankfully, we got our first out before anyone got on base. I say that as he ends up flying out to center. Let's go. I thought that was going to be another gapper, but no. And we're going to get out of this inning pretty quickly, it looks. So let's see if we can do that as we go with the fastball down the middle. Don't get the strike call. It is a little low. It makes a lot of sense. Going back to the splitter because that's been working pretty well for us. Oh, not like that, though. But we do get the strike because he ends up taking the pitch, which, again, honestly ends up bailing us out. I don't know why I'm going for the slurve here, but we're going to do it. Let's see if we can get it. He swings through it. No one has seen that slurve pretty much all day, except for the one guy that hit it. So that's pretty good. They weren't expecting it. And now let's finish him off with a fastball up high. Let's make this 4th inning just fantastic. Let's go. Up and in. Just hits the corner and right in the strike zone. That was perfect. We end up succeeding there. We should have went for the one with the hit. But let's go. We get out of the 4th inning without any runs or any base runners. And unfortunately, our team only has 1 hit so far, getting into the 5th inning. So let's go. We just need to kind of keep this game here. I don't think we're going to last too much longer out there. I think our coach is probably going to end up taking us out soon. But we need to make the best of our situation. Let's try to get some strikes here. Actually, keeping the ball out of the zone is not good. So now we have to throw kind of like a meatballish ball right here. And we don't even get that. All right. I need to lock in right here. Need to lock in. Crack the knuckles. Let's go for the fastball down the middle. Let's make this perfect. And we don't. And that is a 4-pitch walk. Coach, please don't take us out. We can do this. Thank you. We're going to get the double play right here. I think we need to go with the split. That's been going pretty well. So let's do that. We're pitching out of the stretch. Coach, don't look at me like that. Don't worry, I know that's 5 straight balls, but we're going to change that right here. I don't like the way he's looking. I think that's actually their coach, but that's fine. Let's get this fastball right here. Really? Really? For some reason, we can't keep it up. Pause. But let's go. 3-0. We just need one right down the middle there. Not looking great, but we need something. Let's go with that split down the middle. And unfortunately, we're going to walk him. A coach is going to have to come out and take us out. Yeah. I think after 2 straight walks, there's no way he's going to be able to keep us out there. And unfortunately, our third game is almost as bad as our second one. But look, we showed flashes in that first game. I think we're going to be completely fine. We just need to kind of regroup, try to figure things out. But honestly, I mean, how much can you blame us? I mean, we gave up 3 runs, that's true. But unfortunately, our offense just isn't producing. We got 8 hits, which is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But only 1 run off 8 hits. That's a little rough. But then again, so is our stat line there. 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, but 5 strikeouts. At least we upped that a little bit. But honestly, a 2.76 ERA, again, really isn't that bad. But man, we need to do much better than that if we want to kind of climb the ranks and be able to get up to AAA and the big leagues. Now, if we look at our schedule, I'm kind of curious to see where we end up kind of falling in line for our next start. Hopefully we don't get moved out of the rotation into the bullpen. But again, the way that we've been pitching hasn't been bad. We have a good ERA. We've actually been getting guys out. It's just the fact that the last 2 starts haven't been phenomenal. You know, but definitely, it's not like we're actually getting shelled here. But unfortunately, that is a pretty bad one to have at home. As you see there, we actually move up to a 64 overall, and that's pretty nice. But again, as we look at the calendar, we have 2 more games against Reading. And to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that is Reading. So I'm sorry, I've been mispronouncing that. But yeah, that is Reading up in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. But if we look at our next few games, we have another big series against New Hampshire. And it looks like we're going to be starting the 3rd game of that series. So looks like we're going to be pitching again on Thursday. We're going to have a good few days rest there. And hopefully we can come out and take them out the same way that we did in our opening series. And this time it is going to be in New Hampshire, but again, you know what? This is a team that we faced before. They've seen us too, but you know what? We know how to really attack them, and hopefully we can replicate game number 1 against these guys right here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week against New Hampshire.